Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It is Marvin speaking. I just wanted to play that video out so people can really see the landscape of where actually Gus went missing. So Gus Lamont's heartbroken grandparents break their silence as the missing little boy's very complicated family background is revealed. Clashes. Grandparent Josie reveals they haven't given up hope finding Gus remote outback station deserted by South Australian police on Wednesday. The family of missing 4-year-old August Gus Lamont are still clinging in a faint hope he will be found, as the child's grandparents spoke for the first time. But obviously, the weird thing is, I've got to admit, it's strange that they haven't come on camera. It really isn't, unless they've asked not to. The little boy vanished almost 2 weeks ago after playing in the yard of remote Oak Park Homestead in the harsh South Australian outback, 300 km north of Adelaide. A huge air and land searches have failed to find any trace of him apart from a single footprint in the desert scrub since he disappeared on the evening of September the 27th. Police have now given up all hope of finding him alive and said last week the search had now been scaled back into body recovery mode. On Wednesday, the property, set in a vast stretch of flat, featureless desert, was eerily quiet with no sign of any police operation after Defence Force, SES and Indigenous tracker teams withdrew from the area. But Gus' grandparents, Josie Marie, a transgender woman who locals say transitioned many years ago, told the Daily Mail the family had not lost hope. "We're all still looking for him," she insisted, while declining any offers of assistance in the search effort. "You can help. We are still dealing with this." "We're still looking for him," she insisted, while declining any offers of assistance in the search for effort. This is just getting stranger and stranger and stranger, this case. You can't help. We are dealing with this. So that's technically the first picture of Gus's grandparent, Josie Marie, a transgender woman who locals say transitioned many years ago, told the Daily Mirror the family had not lost hope. Very strange. Why? Whatever you, whether you've changed or not, from a man to a woman, it's just that I just find it incredible how she's not come out into the news and expressed her feelings and thoughts about what may happen to her, and at least show some emotion. It's very, very strange. Locals have urged even well-meaning volunteers to stay away from the remote station as the grieving family grapples with the loss and contends with wild theories online. Even the people are well-meaning and sympathetic. They just want peace and quiet and try and work out for themselves what actually happened. It's understood Josie Marie lives in with Gus' grandmother, Shannon Murray, and that the child's mother, Jess, is also on the property where Gus went missing. Locals have told the Daily Mirror that Jess and Gus' father, Joshua Lamont, also shares a 1-year-old son, Ronnie, who is also believed to live on the station. However, Mr. Lamont himself lives 2 hours away, 100 km to the west of Bellelay North, near Jamestown. The Daily Mail has been told that Joss and Jess remain a couple and he does not live on the station because of clashes with Josie. Joss doesn't think it is safe for the kids to be out there. It's dangerous, a family friend revealed. Certainly is wandering off in into the wilderness, to be honest with you. You can see the property set in a vast swath of flat, featureless desert, was eerily quiet with no sign of any police operation. And that was the evening of September the 27th, where there was a lot of searches police. It is understood that Mr. Malone only found out his child was missing when police woke him up at his home hours after Gus had vanished. Local experts who helped with the search say they are baffled by the disappearance and their inability to find any clues to the little boy's fate. Gus was last seen playing in a mound of dirt about 5 p.m, but he vanished when his grandmother went to call him inside. Half an hour later, the boy had been wearing a grey broad brimmed hat, a distinctive blue long sleeve shirt with minion pictures from the movie Despicable Me on the front, with light grey pants and boots. Despite the vast, flat, featureless landscape surrounding the property, there had been no sight of the boy alive or dead, raising questions about where he could be. I personally am doubtful he is on the property, and Jason O'Donnell and SES members for 11 years who covered more than 1,200 km as part of the search team. After days of hunting for the boy, Mr. O'Connell and his partner Jen had expected to see birds of prey if there was a lifeless body on the property. No birds of prey means he's not there, he added. It's just wide open land. There's really not much there, and I'm surprised because we just didn't find anything. He's not on that property. And there's the Gus had been wearing a grey broad brimmed hat and distinctive blue long sleeve shirt with a minion picture from the movie Despicable Me on the front. The only trace of Gus found was a single footprint discovered about 500 metres from the homestead, and police have since cast doubt on that. Local tracker Aaron Stewart told the media it was unusual to find one footprint as you would usually find tracks. Yeah, definitely. You find the next one and the one after that. The former policeman told that Adelaide Advertiser, you don't find one track, you find tracks. Definitely. Another Yunta local, Alex Thomas, said Gus's family had been the target of online vitriol, accusing them of being involved in the little boy's disappearance. I really want to gently inform people about the realities of rural life and ask them for their compassion and understanding, Miss Thomas said, because the gentle and loving family, they are not headlines, they are not a spectacle, they are real people who are hurting in belief. Assistant Police Commissioner Ian Parent said his team were confident that we have done all we can to locate Gus. The determination of every individual, and you saw them search, and they've done a hell of a lot, to be honest with you. Some respect to the police and the searchers involved to find Gus had never wavered, he said. Like every member of the community, we had been following this sad event. They too have been very much affected by what has been said and what has happened. But it is bizarre, very bizarre, in what technically the stepmother has said. This Josie Murray, who's technically the grandmother of Shan Murray, and that child's mother Jess is also on the property where Gus went missing. Very odd situation. Very, very odd situation. There must be something going on, or some kind of argument for the actual news to actually mention it. And there's Josie there. That's the first time I've seen her with, since Gus has gone missing. You thought she'd actually come out. It's just absolutely bizarre. And this is on the Daily Mail, people, so people can actually go in there and see all the pictures and videos on the Daily Mail. So that's on their online website, people. But I really, really don't get it. And it was produced today, 9th of October. Let me know what you think, people, because like I said, more and more is coming out. And like I said, there just seems like a bit of a food with obviously Josie and the actual father, the paternal father of Gus. Interesting stuff. Let me know what you think, people. We're going to move on. Thank you. Welcome back to the final part. This is by Django, who goes on to say, Gus never went missing. Australia shocked as explosive new theory suggests the nation was deceived for 11 days. For nearly 2 weeks, Australia cried, searched and prayed for a boy who, according to a chilling new claim, was never truly missing at all. Inside, new shot, and you can see the full write-up there. Volunteers now say the Outback search was staged, a carefully orchestrated show to hide something darker. Why were key details erased? Who ordered the silence? Every trail, every footprint, every tear might have been a part, that's mad, of a massive deception. And now the truth to tear the nation apart. If this is true, one searcher whispered, then we've all been lied to from the very start. Like I said, we don't know whether there's any truth in this yet, but people are talking and some really, really strange things are coming out. I'll do a part 2 to this, people. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Investigations and also Streamline Entertainment. Thank you very much indeed.